Hey, what you say, food family? Mike here, and welcome back to the channel for another great culinary adventure. Today's video, we're bringing the Japanese Hibachi restaurant right into our very own kitchens and making a delicious yet simple weeknight dinner of miso glazed pork chops, hibachi-style sweet carrots, and we'll finish off our plate with a delicious salad topped off with that addictive ginger carrot dressing. So whether you love fusion cuisine, don't enjoy spending a ton of money on hibachi restaurants, or just looking for a new recipe to cook, stick around and I'll show you how it's done. Let's get cooking! Alright folks, we'll get today's hibachi style dinner at home kicked off by making our ginger carrot salad dressing. Now we've all been to the hibachi restaurant, they serve you that salad with this dressing. It's absolutely amazing and it's really simple to make with just a few simple ingredients. I'm talking about, we got some carrots and ginger of course, a little bit of sweet onion, some sugar, salt, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and some cooking oil. Now for this salad dressing you can use canola, vegetable, peanut oil, whatever you have on hand. Not olive oil though, we need a cooking oil for this. So we're going to start off adding all our ingredients except for your oil into the blender and pureeing that up, but you want to leave some texture to it. Then we'll go in, slowly drizzle our cooking oil, let that emulsify and create that salad dressing. But don't go too far with it, you don't want to completely thin it out. You want a little texture of this dressing, a little bite to it, and it'll really grab onto your lettuce and everything in your salad. So we'll get started by throwing everything in the blender and make our salad dressing. Alright, that should just about do it. Let's take the lid off and give it a taste test. Still got some texture to it. Folks, this is pretty much spot on to our hibachi restaurant ginger carrot salad dressing. You got that fresh carrot flavor in there, the brightness of the ginger, nice acidic touch of that rice vinegar. Absolutely amazing right now as it is, but this is going to get even more flavorful as it sets up. So we're going to throw this into a jar, throw a lid on it, put it in the fridge for a couple hours. Now you can make this up to a day ahead of time, of course. This will keep in the fridge for about a week. So we're going to pour this off, throw it in the fridge. When we come back, we'll make the glaze for our pork chops. Stay tuned. Alright folks, we got our ginger carrot salad dressing put away in the fridge so those flavors can really start to develop. Now we can turn our attention to our miso glazed pork chops. Now for this recipe, we're keeping it real simple. We're going to make a marinade that becomes the glaze itself. So we got some pork chops here. I got some thick cut pork chops. You can use bone-in or boneless. I'm going boneless today, just a little easier, but hey, bone-in's actually a little bit better, a little more flavor there. Besides that, we got some miso paste, of course. Some roasted garlic that I made ahead of time. I always keep some in the fridge. It's a great idea to do that. I'll link that recipe or how to do that in the description below if you don't know already. We got some mirin, some rice vinegar, and then some avocado oil. Since we're going to be grilling these, want a high temp oil. You could use olive oil here. Whatever you got will work. So we'll start off by moving our pork chops out of the way here. I'm going to go in with our miso paste starting, our roasted garlic. And I say there's no such thing as too much garlic, so I'm going heavy with it. We'll start to blend these together. Now we need to thin that out. A little bit of mirin, rice wine, whatever you got. Don't need a ton here. Tad bit of rice vinegar. Let's stir that together. Now it's still pretty thick obviously here, a little hard to work, so we'll go in with our avocado oil to thin things out and be a good non-stick oil for the grilling procedure itself. It's probably good. Alright, we got that mixed up, let's give it a quick taste. See what we're working with. Alright, that deep umami flavor from the miso paste, the mirin and the rice vinegar brighten it up. The roasted garlic really comes through. Of course, the avocado oil is just more for the cooking process, but it helps thin things out and will help everything stick to our pork chops. Now, that being said, today we're going to keep it easy and use a plastic baggie for this. We'll just throw our pork chops right in the bag. Now let's go in with our miso garlic glaze, whatever you want to call it. Now this is not a traditional hibachi recipe by any means. We're just kind of fusing Japanese flavors, American style cuisine, Benihana's, hibachi restaurants. You know, do what we want to do here. Alright, we got all that goodness in there. Now we're just going to seal the bag up. And use your hands and massage that around and get that coated on all sides. So let me get this coated up and we'll be right back. Alright, we got our miso roasted garlic marinade on our pork chops. It's coated all around. All we got to do is throw this in the fridge. Now we're going to do a quick marinade on this today, about 1 to 2 hours. So I'll throw this in the fridge. We'll come back in about hour and a half or so and start making those hibachi-style sweet carrots. Stay tuned. Alright folks, welcome back. Hopefully in the last hour and a half you had some time to peel and chop your carrots and sip on some sake for a hibachi dinner. That being said, for our carrots today, obviously they're going to taper in length over the length of the carrot and be a little different size around, but basically you want them the same uniform thickness. So as I zoom in here, check this out. We got a nice slice of carrot and it's about 1/8 of an inch thick. If you cut them all the same thickness, spend a little time on your prep here, they'll cook evenly. That's the key. You don't want some overly cooked and some still raw. Same thickness, they'll cook about 6-7 minutes max. So we got our carrots today. All we got to do, before we get started here, go ahead and pull your pork chops out of the fridge. They've been in there for an hour and a half or so. Let those start to warm up to room temperature. All right, back to the hibachi sweet carrots. Take our carrots in the pot. We're going to cover these up with a couple cups of water. We're basically going to boil these in a simple syrup. And we're going to go in with some sugar. And a bit of salt. Now, we're going to bring this up to a boil, uncovered, and let this go for about 6-7 minutes. Like I said, they should be soft and tender at that point. Then we'll drain them off and come right back for the next step. Stay tuned. Alright, just that simple, 6 or 7 minutes. These are soft. They still have some bite to them though. You don't want to get them overly soft because these will continue to cook through the residual heat. That being said, we put them right back in the same pot. All we're going to do is add some butter. And just stir that in and let it melt. And it's going to season those with a little bit more salt. The sweetness of the carrots, that sugar water we boiled them in. It's going to taste absolutely amazing. So I'm going to let this butter continue to melt. When we come right back, we're going to grill off our pork chops quick, and then we can plate everything up and see how we did. Stay tuned. Alright folks, those hibachi-style sweet carrots are hanging out in that butter bath at this point, finishing off, flavoring those things up, going to be amazing. So we can go ahead and grill up our pork chops. Now, like I said earlier, we pulled our pork chops out when we made the carrots. They've come up to room temperature. They've somewhat warmed up anyway. And I wiped off the excess marinade. You don't want to leave too much on there. You can leave some, but it will burn during the grilling process. And speaking of grilling, we're going to go over a medium-high heat today till we reach an internal temperature of 145 degrees. Now you can pull those at about 140. They will carry over. 145 degrees is what you want your pork temperature at minimum though. That being said, it should take 12 to 14 minutes depending on the thickness of your chops. So use a thermometer and check it folks. It's not that difficult. So let's get these things grilled. We'll come back, plate everything up with our miso glazed pork chops, our hibachi style sweet carrots, and that ginger carrot dressing on our salad. Stay tuned. Alright folks, we grilled off our pork chops for 14 minutes. Now off camera I did let those rest for about 5 minutes. Came off the grill, 140 degrees. After that rest period, it was up to 145, sliced into it, looking absolutely amazing. Just the slightest hint of pink in the very middle. That's exactly how you want it. We got our ginger carrot, citrus dressing, whatever you want to call it, on our salad here. We got our hibachi-style sweet carrots. Now, you're not going to traditionally find this at a hibachi restaurant, but hey, if you're bringing hibachi home, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. And that's what we did here today. It's looking amazing, but as we all know, that's only half the battle. We got to dig in and see how it turned out. So we'll start off with our rabbit food. Yes, it's salad, folks, but this ginger carrot dressing is going to be absolutely amazing. I just know it. Now, I just used a bag salad today. Obviously, you can chop up some lettuce and carrots, do whatever you want to do. Hey, sometimes it's nice to be lazy. Nice bite with a bunch of the dressing. Now, we left it thick, so it really hooks onto this cabbage and celery, lettuce. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. All right, let's dig in. Bright, vibrant flavors coming through on that ginger carrot salad dressing, folks. The carrot's got that natural sweetness to it. The ginger pokes through with a bright, refreshing, almost citrus-like flavor in there. It really grabs onto the lettuce. Now, like I said, I used a bag salad today. It's got red cabbage and everything else mixed into it. Traditionally, at a hibachi restaurant, you're probably only going to get plain, boring iceberg lettuce. But you puree your veggies up like that, emulsify that oil in there, and it really grabs on and holds on to it. Perfect salad dressing, almost minimal effort, folks. That being said, there's part of our rabbit food we have on our plate here today. We're eating kind of healthy. Let's move on to the carrots. Now, I finished mine off with some fresh parsley. Parsley pairs perfectly with carrots. We did make this hibachi meal today, but folks, Easter's coming up around the corner. Take this over to your family Easter dinner. They're going to love it. Hibachi-style sweet carrots. What else can you ask for? All right, let's dig in here. So, we cooked these 6-7 minutes in that simple syrup, that sugar water. It's soft, tender to the fork. Look, it still holds on there. There's still some bite to it. You don't want them mushy, so let's dig in. Sweet, buttery, absolutely amazing. We love those hibachi-style sweet carrots, folks. You're going to love these. And like I said, it's really that simple. 6-7 minutes, simple syrup, sugar boil. Finish them off with that fresh butter. Oh, so amazing. All right, finally time for that miso glazed pork chop. Now, we use miso paste, some roasted garlic, a lot of great umami flavors in there. I'm going to grab this piece off the end with the extra fat on it because that's what I'm talking about, folks. Didn't build this temple eating lean pieces of meat. As you see, we got a nice crust on it when I seared it off on the grill. Take a bite here. So tender and juicy. In fact, I'm going to eat the rest of this. Folks, we absolutely nailed this miso glazed pork chop today. Now, you could air fry this. You could grill it. We used the indoor grill today. Made it a little simpler for filming, but just do that quick marinade, 1 to 2 hours. Those flavors really penetrate those pork chops. A ton of flavor with almost no effort. Once again, folks, we made a really quick glaze for that. Miso paste, roasted garlic, little rice vinegar, it's mirin, or rice wine, whatever you have on hand. Really goes a long way and flavors this pork absolutely amazing. It's perfect pairing, and all together, this meal complements itself. We got the miso, we got the butter, the sweetness, the depth of the umami flavors. It's really great. Now, folks, I'm going to say like usual, I highly suggest this one, especially if you love hibachi cuisine. You don't want to spend all that money going out, because I know a family, 3 or 4 people, you're going to spend $100, and no one wants to spend that kind of money in this current economic trend. So we made this at home today. It took a couple hours max, and half of that time was marinating the pork. So that being said, you can find this recipe for these miso glazed pork chops, the Japanese hibachi-style sweet carrots, and then that ginger carrot dressing on my website, linked in the description below, www.grubongrub.com, where you can find these recipes, like I said, a whole plethora of other stuff, Asian cuisine, fusion cooking, American barbecue, you name it, it's on there. Just search for whatever you want to find and give it all a try, folks. It's good stuff. I don't put it on there unless I test it myself and I really enjoy it. And sometimes I make things and they don't turn out that great. But today's recipe, this hibachi at home, turned out absolutely amazing. If you like today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button, folks. That tells myself and YouTube this is the type of content you want to see more of, and it should be on the front page so everyone else can enjoy it as well. If you don't want to miss any videos just like this, be sure to click that notification bell. YouTube will send you a reminder every time I put out a video. We put one out every week, folks. I don't know what it's going to be from week to week, so you got to tune in and not miss any of the videos, because who knows what it's going to be. It may be something you've never heard of, or it may be something very familiar you've always been wanting to cook. So I like to get in the kitchen, experiment, try things out, folks. If that's your type of thing, be sure to subscribe. Give me some love. Leave a comment below. What's your favorite thing to eat at the hibachi restaurant? Do you like the shrimp, the steak? You like flipping the eggs and all the craziness they do out there? Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but obviously it's very Americanized. It's not traditional Japanese cuisine whatsoever, but it is absolutely delicious, just like the meal we made here today. Other than that, folks, it's been a pleasure cooking for you once again, if I can get the words out of my mouth. Mike here signing off. Till next time, just keep cooking.